Hey, what's going on, people? Peace and love, peace and love. Hope y'all enjoying this Friday evening. I got my wolf shirt on. It's wolf season, even when that wolf bleeding is my motto. Woo. But anyway, we here to talk about, some more inner work stuff. I think, let's talk about. There's a couple of ones I wanted to touch on. We can talk about depression though. I know that's a big thing. So, depression. That's a tough one. I'm trying to be careful about what I say. Depression is a little bit harder to deal with. Maybe because everything is circumstantial, for sure. But I think maybe I could talk about maybe I get some general advice on ways that you can get through it. But let's break it down. So basically, depression is just when you just at the end of the day, the basis of depression is like your mood is down. You have just negative thoughts, and the world is just gray, right? And I think a lot of that comes from here. At the end of the day, if we were to break down depression, I think it definitely starts here, right? And then whatever we do here, because we've been talking about a lot of the inner work, and a lot of it starts with the mental and transfers to the physical, right? So when dealing with depression, basically, it starts with your thoughts and learning how to control your thoughts. But I think for that, you have to have I say you have to have the will, and you have to have a little bit of will and faith, I would say, to kind of kick your depression and kind of get out of it. I gotta look up what they give you for depression pills. I think they might be mood boosters, right? And I think all mood boosters are is just, I think, things that tap into like the chemicals in your brain that pretty much give you the feeling of feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do research on it for you guys. I should have did it before the video. My bad. Doing a lot of running around today. But I would say, yeah, like it starts with the will and having faith. So if you see yourself going through depression, the first things first, I would say is you have to have the will and want to change. You gotta want. It starts with that. You gotta want to get yourself out of it. And you're asking me how to do that. Honestly, the best way from what I've learned, I've dealt with a lot of depression too. And generally, what worked for me every time, in general, is one positive thought and having faith in the process. And finding ways to kind of help push you to being, motivated and get out that depression. So, and maybe find and sometimes you can find muses to help us out with that. For me, when I was going through depression, what helped me out was music. Listening to music, I think Nas, Nothing Lasts Forever was the biggest thing of me going through depression. Like maybe I was like 16, 17. Nas is Everything Doesn't Last Forever, because in that song, basically he just saying bad circumstances don't last forever. Like things could turn around. So for me, I kind of use that as to help keep my mind on looking towards a brighter future and knowing that that is the reality of things, that nothing bad is going to last. It's not logically possible that you just have a shitty life all your life and nothing bad happens to you. I think part of that is perspective. And just, in doing the mental, and how you're looking at things and processing it, right? So, I say that to say, when it comes to getting out of depression, is you want to start with something positive and then try to build upon that. Like I said, if you need music to, if music changes your mood to something better, then do that. I say definitely indulge in that, whether it be listening to music or you creating music of your own. It definitely helps. What are the positive? Like if dance does that for you, go out dancing and get out all that and dispel a lot of that negative energy and put that into something. Put that negative emotion into something constructive, and something positive. And that kind of helps alleviate the thoughts, because you're just like, hey, I put it all into this, and these are the results that I got. Whether if your shit is like, working out, you put a lot of your thing to work, you just did a couple extra reps and an extra 10 pounds because you got that adrenaline, that anger rushing. You worked out extra hard. So for that day, you coming out the gym looking rough. Because you did that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a positive thing. You kind of need to look at it like, damn, like I put all the energy into this and I do feel a little better. And then just continue on having those positive thoughts and just, having faith that, things are going to get better. And with that, it's just like the God example I used in one of my videos. It's almost just like the God example. Like you have to meet him halfway. So when it comes to depression, if you want to get out of it, it takes that one positive thought, right? You got to change your thought process. So it takes that one positive thought and then building upon that. But it also takes having faith, the will to keep having positive thoughts and to change the thought process around, and then you got to have action put into it. It's a constant repetition of doing things that are going to keep the negative energy low, and that's going to keep building upon the positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And this stuff happens over time. It may not happen in like, a week, may not feel better in a day. It all depends on how bad your depression is, but these are, methods to kind of help you get over that hump of, just having negative thought, and time's just going by and it's just like, damn, this cup sucks. I'm sober. My life sucks. I'm broke. Nobody likes me. All this other shit. Like, you're wasting a lot of time being negative instead of spending time trying to find ways to be positive and turn whatever you don't like about your life, turn it around. Like, that's the thing, right? Is sometimes life is about perspective. So depending on what we depressed about, is more of just doing the work to get out of that depression. So if you don't like being broke all the time and you're like, damn, I'm depressed because I'm broke, then you know what you need to do. You need to find a way to make more money. It's just pretty much, it's cut and dry. And sometimes the answers aren't always complicated answers that we need to think about like that in a macro spectrum. Sometimes the answers are very, very simple. So it's like, what actions are you going to do to make yourself more money? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to put in a little bit more work. You can't be lazy and say, I'm trying to get out of depression, or I'm trying to change this about myself, I'm trying to change this about being broke. But then you're just lazy, not doing that. You're just sitting on the couch every day, not trying to make a circumstance. In that case, you're not going to get out of your depression. There's no action with thought. You know what I'm saying? You have to have action with thought when it comes to beating depression. This is for normal people that are, that people that just get depressed with because life's beating them down or whatever the case have you. For you guys, for that group, you just, like I said, it's really about looking at things. Taking that, finding something positive in your spectrum, in your world, in your bubble, and then expanding upon that and providing action with thoughts. Action, with with the will and the faith that, if I keep focusing on this one positive thing or keep building upon, eventually I'm gonna get out of my depression and you're gonna become a whole different person. You're gonna feel better about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have more energy. You're gonna see things start changing with you physically, and that's the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? You'll get better sleep and stuff like that when are getting that depressive energy out of you, and you putting something more positive back into your body and your mind. You know what I'm saying? It all really starts with here. You have to apply action with thought. You know what I'm saying? So and that's for the regular people. Now I can't really speak on the people who were born with depression or have some chemical imbalance that cause them to be depressed, so they gotta take pills. Um, I really don't know what advice to give because that's more of like a medical condition. I would just say do what you can to stay on top of it, and then whenever you're feeling like that, I guess the same thing applies. Try your best to focus on something positive and applying action with thought. So if depressed about, you feel like nobody likes you, um ask yourself, do I have friends? How many friends do you have? Can you call them friends, and are they going to be there for you? Are they going to be there to listen to you vent? Why do you call them a friend? You know what I'm saying? They can't be a real friend if they ain't do nothing, if they don't positively impact your life in some shape, way, or form. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all build friendships and connections because that connection has impacted us in some positive manner. So in reality, you do have people who like you. Um, it's just that whatever you're pressed about is make you overlook some of the smaller things, or maybe certain qualities that people like you for, and you're just not able to see it because you're depressed. And when you're depressed, the clouds come over, then you got a whole big thing over your eyes. So now you're just walking through the world like this, and everything just look bleak and gray, and you just get bits and pieces of things and stuff like that. And you're not really going to see the full perspective until you take the blinders till the blinders come off. Then it's like, I can see the world. Like, damn, the sun is beautiful today. I like the way it reflects off the water. Okay, the weather's beautiful. Just finding things to be positive and appreciative of. I know it's hard to do because more people, it's easier to tack on to the negative than the positive. Trust me, I've dealt with that exact same thing. Even now, nowadays, I'm just now starting to find, starting to show a lot more gratitude towards life. Like, anytime I feel myself being negative, like, damn, I just paid all these bills. Like, I can't really do what I want to do this week. I try to look at the positive thing. Like, hey, listen, I paid all these bills, but I still got a roof over my head. Like, I still live in the house. I still got a nice little sports car that I drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may not be able to do the extra shit that I want to have fun, but I have, but on a positive side, it's like, hey, listen, I have a lot of things that a lot of people want. A lot of people wish they had houses. I'm not dealing with the rent crisis that a lot of people are dealing with. My mortgage stays the same all the time. My car, no car bill. Like, as long as I pay that, I have a car. I enjoy my car. It may not be a Kia Stinger, but, my car may look good to someone else. Matter of fact, someone else just commented on my car the other day, and I was like, okay, I'm like, hey, to me, and like, I'm ready to get that Stinger, but my car is smooth, though. I love it. That's why I got it. You know what I'm saying? I liked it at one point. I thought it was the shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, like I said, what you don't like, there's always gonna be something positive. Like, what did J. Cole say? Love yours. You should go listen to that. Love yours. And he made some excellent points in that song where it was just like, there's always going to be somebody with better things than you. There's always going to be someone living a better life than you. Which you forget about all that. Focus on your life, and what's bringing you happiness now. Now you got to realize everything's about perspective. Like, a lot of people think they're going to be happier if they get all this money. But then when you get all this money, you got a shitload of problems that come with that money. And now you're back to being, back to the same circumstance, back to the same mindset you had before you got all this money. It's just now you're in that same mind state, but with a lot more money. You know what I'm saying? And and this money's not necessarily resolving all the problems that came with it, right? And so now you might be wishing, like, damn, now I kind of want to go back to my old life, stuff like that. See what I'm saying? Like, you see where I'm going with this? So it's like, pretty much happiness is kind of like a matter of perspective. And then getting out of that, like, it's the same thing with depression. It's really just a matter of, perspective of the mind. And if you kind of adjust that just slightly, you're gonna be able to get yourself out of that depression and look at things in a brighter way. Um, I think any other advice I give to that would be it's not an official device, so don't say that I said it to do it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes good mood boosters is certain strains of weed and mushrooms. Hey, listen, don't sit here and go crazy on the weed and mushroom. Hey, well, Tevin gave me advice and told me to do it. It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, sometimes it helps people reflect and, make those positive changes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those help. Sometimes you might need those things to help you out. So, but yeah, but that's pretty much all I have for getting out of depression. It's all about perspective, having that, the applying action to thought, and then just having the will and the want and the desire to build upon those positive thoughts and those positive moods, and just to keep going until that depression leaves your body. Like I said, if you got to find a muse to help you do that, by all means. If writing helps people express their thoughts, organize their thoughts, that's a beautiful thing. You should do that because it's helping you get to a better place and keep you from being depressed. If dancing does that for a lot of you guys, I'll just do more dancing. Like I said, you got to apply action to thought. If you want positive results in your life and you don't want to stay stuck in a certain circumstance, sometimes you got to put a little work to do it and get yourself to where you want to be. Don't be lazy with yourself because you're cheating yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to cheat yourself. You want to treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. You know what I mean? Say it with me. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Apply action to thought. And once you do that, you may be out of that depression in a day, a week, or whatever the case is. Just know that, nothing lasts forever. And sometimes things are a matter of perspective. When we don't think we have friends or people in our corner, when we actually do, sometimes it's just a phone call or reaching out. People are not always going to reach out to it because everybody got lives they want to live, and so on and so forth. So, that's my advice on, how to deal with depression, especially when you're in relationships. Taking those actions will help better results in those relationships. Sometimes if you need help or you need to, reach out, by all means do that. Let your partner know exactly what you need to help get you out of that depression, what steps you need to take, and then just have the faith, the patience, and apply action to thought, to turn everything around. And I promise you, eventually you'll come out of that depression and the world will look a lot brighter. All right? Peace and love.